Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Also as well, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. That is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And also as well, Shalom, much due honors to the Holy elect that's continuing to labor in his work, and also labor to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth, in sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled, Now It Is High Time. And this is pursuing into the scripture when it speaks about those that are being awakened in this time and those that have yet to be awoken as we speak. Because, and also as well, this is a land back off the video I recently did concerning the times that we're in which, now, if now more than ever, as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the so-called year, now is the time to sharpen your spiritual senses. And when I say that, I'm talking about, being more circumspect when it comes to the times that we're in. Because this man, Esau, Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, is preparing and prepping to come down hard on the society and to bring it underneath his complete control, which is a major part of his agenda. And also as well, you also have a heightened, especially around this time of the year, when it gets during the fall and winter season, everything around us, starts to look gloomy, so to speak. The trees die, all the plants and everything, they die out during this time. And also during this time as well, these devils, they particularly hone in on this time of the year to conjure up these different demons that you see today, especially the demons that are on these people. Because that's why you see a lot of people, or the majority of the people that participate in these so-called holidays, because they got demons on them. And if you've been observing year after year, it's getting worse and worse, because, it's multitudes of demons that have been, that have leapt on these people that you see. But especially around this time, like I said, you see that at an all-time high. And that goes to show you that we are at the very end. And that's why I titled the previous video as this last chapter. Because we're at the hest, or the behest of the last chapter of this great movie, this great scene that the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, who these people in Israel call God and Jesus, which he has put together. And he has cleverly put the story together and directed it and narrated it. And you see the narration taking place right now with the different events and prophecies that are taking place. But like the title says, it says it is high time. So in other words, it's way past the time to kick into gear concerning this ministry and concerning your faith, which is in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Because it's going to get to a point in time to where your faith is going to be tested at an all-time high. You're not going to get to see any of these videos and these lessons and these different shows and live streams to show up on your feed anymore. Because pretty soon, this word is no longer going to be readily available towards the people around us. And this word is going to be precious in these last days. I mean, it already is, right? But the thing is that it's just is available. You can just pull up a video or a lesson at any time and tune in. But it's going to be absolutely precious in the days to come, because once all hell breaks loose, that accessibility is not going to be available towards the people, and they're going to be looking for answers. And that's when Proverbs, the first chapter, starting at the 20th verse, is going to kick in. When the Lord, time and time again, has stretched out his hand towards a rebellious people, which is our people, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, which referring to the 2/3 of our people. The Lord has continually stretched out his hand towards them, and they completely refuse, and they continue to refuse. So how much more can the Lord do for the majority of our people? What more can he do? So that's when the Lord's going to take away that hand away from them. And the Lord is going to turn that into destruction towards 2/3 of our people. But again, like the title says, it's high time. We're at the end of the end. Okay, now go ahead and hop into the precepts I have here. And again, like always, Lord's will, this is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will, this word feeds you to the full, and it boosts your faith, also exhorts you, exonerates you. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 13. And this is at verse 11. It says, and that, knowing the time, right? And what's a part of knowing the time? Knowing the prophecies and where we're at today. That's why scriptures say, measure the time diligently in itself. So how we measure these times by way of the prophecies which are spoken of within the scriptures. That's how you measure the times. And right now, where we are in prophecy is the revealing or the enactment of the MOTB, which is spoken about in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. That's where we're at right now. And that's really the last major plague, the last major prophecy, should I say, that's going to be here on the planet Earth. And this is going to, and now that I mentioned the last plague, this is what's going to bring about these different plagues which are written within the scriptures. And that last plague is going to be the fire, and particularly thermonuclear fire, which that's the device that the Lord has chosen to completely destroy this current kingdom. So again, it says, and that knowing the time in which we know what time we're in, right? That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now our salvation, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. All right, so now it's high time to awake out of sleep. Okay. In which you see the men of the Lord have awoken out of that sleep that we were in, when we was in the world. And the reason why is that is because our salvation is near. That's why you see men of the Lord waking up. This is why you see the elect of the nation of Israel, which Lord's will were a part of that lot. Salvation is near. Okay. But it says here that it's nearer than we believe. Because you may think that it's afar off from now. But no, it's very nearer than what you think. Because the Lord is no longer prolonging the days. Because wickedness is at its peak right now. It's at its all-time high. The bounds have been met by this man Esau. He has met the requirements for the Lord to return. And that's in the form of Babylon the Great reaching it's full wickedness. When I say that, when you see these different legislations being passed, which one recently today actually was one signed by Biden, which was to allow same-sex marriage and interracial marriages. And same-sex marriage, you already know what the scriptures speak about on that. It's an abomination in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And rightfully so. Because it's out of order, it's out of course, and it brings death. And it's in order. It's outside the ordinance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, how he set it up from the beginning. And that goes to show you the mentality of these people, that they have no common sense. They have they're even more idiotic and less intelligent than the beasts of the field. Because the beasts of the field at least know, at least they know the natural order of things. These people though, they don't. And that's why the Lord sees them as brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed. So moving on from there. Book of Isaiah chapter 35 verse 3. It says, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Right. So strengthen the weak hands. Hey, turn the fire up and confirm the feeble knees. Again, like I said at the beginning, it's high time. Now it's high time to awake out of sleep, because our salvation is near. So strengthen the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees, And it says in verse 4, it says, say to them that are a fearful heart or a fearful mind, right? Ones that have, doubts in their minds, which it happens from time to time, but that's where faith kicks in. Because the faith is going to trump that doubt no matter what. And that's why it's known as the greatest gift that the Lord has given us. So verse 4 says, say to them that are a fearful heart or mind, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance. Even Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with a recompense. He will come and save you. So vengeance is in the mind of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Remember that. Vengeance is in his mind, and he's determined to bring forth that vengeance on the planet Earth. So whenever, you have doubts, or that, that demons creeps in, starts playing on your mind, thinking that the destruction, is far off or what have you. Know this, that vengeance is still in the mind of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and he will repay. And that's what's going to be the proverbial boot to the ass. And also in that same breath, it says, even the Most High with a recompense, and he will come and save us. And that's the hope that we have. And that hope is that fuel that keeps you going. Because we know of a surety that Yahushua is going to return and to pluck us out of this current world. He's going to snatch us up from the midst of the people and out of this filthy land. So moving on from there is the book of John chapter 9 verse 4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Right, so it's getting to the point in time of where the night is going to come and no man's going to be able to work. And this is Yahushua speaking. And the reason why Yahushua said this is because that it was going to come to a point in time where he's going to be captured and be taken off to be crucified and be put to death. And that night that coming is talking about the Romans, which were Edomites, that is going to come down on Yahushua and the disciples and the apostles. And guess what? Those same Romans that came down on the believers of Yahushua, guess what? They're going to do it once again towards the believers of Yahushua in today's time. There's no new thing under the sun, like it says in Ecclesiastes. So right now we must work the work while it is day. while we have time to work. Because it's about to come to a point in time where we won't have time to work at all. Because that's when all hell's gonna break loose. That's when the pitch dark night is gonna take place. That's why scriptures say the day of the Lord is gonna be darkness and not light. And it's gonna be extended to the point to where this place is gonna be covered in flames. When I'm talking about this place, I'm talking about America, which is Babylon the Great in the Bible. So let me grab this last piece up and I'll close it out. This book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 27. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Okay, and this is pertaining unto the day of trouble. And like it says here, it says one man shall desire to see another and hear his voice, because the cities are going to be locked down. Well, we think we're going to be out there when the troops are marching down the street? You think we're going to be out there with with the signs, holding camp while the martial law is going on? No, man, we're not going to be out there. And again, that also comes with this word no longer being available to the people. That's why it says here, so that one man shall desire to see one another and to hear his voice. And that's also extended to these people that are here today, because they're also going to be locked down as well. Everything's going to be locked down, and there's going to be in no sort of quote unquote freedom for these people, which they thought that they had. Because what they have right now is nothing but privileges. There's a difference between being free and having privileges. And what these people have today are privileges, and these privileges can be easily taken away. But when you have freedom, you can't take that freedom away, no matter what. So that lets you know that these people that are here, especially us that's here in the society, we're not free. They'll tell you that you're free, but you're not. Especially when you have to have, certain forms of identification, and also as well, you have to basically, slave over a job, slave over, a work just to live. That's not freedom, man. Now, verse 28, and off on this, it says, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, like I said at the beginning, it's high time that now that the Lord is about to open up and to close out this last chapter, which we're a part of now. And from this point on, is about to get even more bumpier, and it's going to get even more hectic and crazy, and these demons are going to make themselves manifest more and more each and every single day. And that's why the Spirit has to indeed be with you, especially in these last times. So I'm going to close out on that note, and once again, Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continue to rule very well to this very day. And also as well, Shalom, peace and safety. Salutations to the hopefully elect, continuing to labor in his work and labor to show for your diligence to make a calling, election sure, and faith, and truth, and sincerity, and all charity. And with that, let's say Shalom.